In the modern age of martial arts, a lot of people claim that MMA is the best art for self-defense. In this video, we're going to do something controversial and prove to you that MMA is the worst martial art for self-defense and Tai Chi is the best. Stay tuned and find out why. Through decades of pressure testing, MMA has proven itself to be the most effective fighting style of modern time. It combines kickboxing and jiu-jitsu with sheer brutality. The idea is to overwhelm your opponent with extreme precision, power, and aggression. It takes only a few months to become effective at MMA as opposed to numerous years to get a black belt in a traditional martial art. This is great for combat in the ring or on the battlefield. Self-defense is more about how to stay out of a fight. Because of the ego involved in the competitiveness of MMA, the MMA practitioner is more likely to get into a fight that they should have avoided. The training reinforces not stopping until the ref breaks up the fight. There is no referee in a bar brawl, and you'll find numerous news articles about MMA fighters who have gotten into drunken bar brawls later to be charged with either assault or murder. So my question is, how effective is a martial art that could cause you to ruin your life with a lawsuit or prison? Besides the legal ramifications, training in full contact fighting is also very hard on the body. Because of televised competitions, we're able to see these injuries firsthand. Some of these are injuries done on purpose because that's what the technique was supposed to do. Remember, the main point of the competition is to either knock your opponent out or make them submit. The ones that are the biggest concern are the accidental injuries. Some of these injuries could just end up in a short-term disability where you're out of training for a couple of months. But other injuries could lead to permanent disability like brain damage or paralysis. Here's a case of a light contact kickboxing tournament that went a little too heavy. He received a mild concussion in his first fight and was encouraged to continue on for 2 more fights. Here's an example that was just a jiu-jitsu class, not even a competition. The instructor was trying an advanced move on a beginning student who didn't know how to protect himself. Here's a graph from the American Journal of Sports Medicine. It shows the comparison of traumatic brain injuries of mixed martial arts compared to other full contact sports. You'll notice that the rate of brain injury in MMA is significantly higher than its cousins of boxing and kickboxing. If you include TKOs, which is the ref stopping the fight because the other person's injured, it's almost twice as high as the next one on the list, football. I'd like to point out that you don't see Tai Chi on this list. My question is, what's the value in training a martial art for self-defense that could quite possibly leave you unable to defend yourself in the future or even affect the quality of your life? Because of the harshness of MMA, the average practitioner is at the oldest, usually in the early to mid-30s, with very few continuing past the age of 40. Jeremy and I have both experienced training with Tai Chi masters well into their 70s or 80s that are still moving as spryly as they were in their youth. Now granted, if you put a Tai Chi player against an MMA fighter, the MMA fighter could probably beat him with one hand behind his back. But remember, self-defense is about not fighting. Most self-defense instructors would agree that your number one weapon in self-defense is your awareness. Tai Chi focuses on mindfulness. Mindfulness of yourself. Mindfulness of your ego and letting your ego melt away. The key is that if you know yourself, you also know your opponent. If you're doing your Tai Chi outside, you also have to be aware of your surroundings. You're not in a nice flat dojo. You have to be aware of where you're stepping and who's around you and what obstacles you might run into. Tai Chi is considered a healing art. The art is all about building up the body, not breaking it down, ensuring that you can still practice even to a very old age. With this style of training, the practitioner will broadcast peace to the world instead of strife. Someone who is calm and self-controlled is more apt to walk away from a fight instead of participating in an ego battle. Now, if you are honestly concerned about your safety, it's very important to go out and seek some kind of martial art training. But maybe find a traditional martial art, one that does spar but focuses more on safety as opposed to knocking out your partner. Combine that training with the balance, coordination, and sensitivity of Tai Chi, and you can improve any martial art. Tai Chi will also help you heal injuries from that martial art training. Jeremy and I have both met masters that have practiced hard styles their whole life that have later gone to Tai Chi to help heal the injuries done to their body. The bottom line is, if you take somebody who's training in MMA, someone else who's training in Tai Chi, and then fast forward 40 years, tell me which one of them is still practicing their art. And in the end, how many real self-defense situations did either one of them have to get into? Probably none. So then here's my final question. Which art is better for self-defense? A martial art that's going to tear you apart, or one that's going to build you up and keep you healthy to a very old age? As with any skill, it takes practice and proper training to get good at it. So make sure you look for a good school in your area. If you're in Southern Oregon, contact us for our locations and times. Thanks for watching our video. If you enjoyed it, like it, and make sure to share that with a friend. Click the subscribe button and then hit that notification bell so you can catch our next exciting video.